Hey guys, welcome back to That's Life. This episode, of probably one of many in the next couple weeks, are gonna take here at my house and at Greg's house. Woo!
Yeah.
As coronavirus. So we're currently home ridden, not bedridden, but home ridden.
Yeah.
Greg, can you give us an update on what's going on in your world right now?
Well, all of the stores, the non-essential stores, have been shut down for 30 days, per our governor. So he's made the decision to close all our non-essential stores. So pretty much everything but grocery stores and gas stations pretty much are closed down. So we've closed down my store. I mean, all of the Levi's stores have closed. So we're still waiting on word of what the actual decision is going to be going forward for the company. But yeah, I mean, it's changing every day, so it's pretty crazy.
I know, dude. Each single day that passes, just like it escalates like exponentially. And I mean, for us personally, on like the human level, it like doesn't change at all. You know, like
Right.
I'm either here or I'm here. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much it. But
Yeah.
for a lot of these bigger companies, it's like you said, it's changing like all the time, every single day. So it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So before we get into what it's like to be actually home ridden, I don't know why I keep saying that word, quarantined. Let's kick it over to a clip from this week's episode of This Week Today, where we talk about the coronavirus specifically and how it's already affecting the housing market. I guarantee you by the time that you guys see this episode, by the way, it's going to be totally different. So here's all I can do. Who knows? All right, roll the clip.
In the current economic climate, many borrowers are concerned about making mortgage payments on time, rightfully so. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac already have loan leniency programs, but those are normally applied during times of natural disasters. And with the current conditions, this isn't exactly limited to one area or short-lived. So, on Wednesday of last week, the White House announced that the Department of Housing and Urban Development is suspending all foreclosures and evictions until the end of April. The FHFA also announced that it is turning Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to suspend foreclosures and evictions for at least, quote, 60 days. Some good news on this subject. Current mortgage delinquencies are near record lows already because lending guidelines got tighter than when Umbridge took over Hogwarts. Sorry. Ever since the quarantine started, my girlfriend and I have been watching all the Harry Potter movies, so that's probably where that came from.
So that's pretty much that. That's that, as I said back then, which was not that long ago, but it was fun coronavirus episode. So I don't know, man. All right, Greg, what's it like so far for you to be in quarantine?
Well, it's pretty boring. So far it's just felt like kind of a long weekend. But
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like I haven't gone anywhere. At least we have the dogs here. So like I'm able to go to the dog park and just kind of be outside for a while, which is nice.
Yeah, get out of the house.
But yeah, other than that, it's just weird. It's boring being home. I'm playing a lot of video games, which is fun because I don't have a whole lot of time to do that in, my normal life.
Week. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm looking forward to this all being done. Over to this coming to an end.
Oh, dude, I'm sure we all are. I am in a similar boat. I have, now that we're quarantined, here's the difference though between you and me is that I have to still work from home. Like I'm still, you know what I mean? And it's actually not as hard to focus for me right now as I would think. I have a really great setup. This is my room, by the way, you're seeing behind me. It's really nice being able to like have a big desk here in my room and have the space to do all that stuff. I'm quarantined right now with Cherie, my girlfriend, for everyone who's seen that episode. It's just me and Cherie. She's in the other room during the days. So we're separated. There's no TV in here. I have a little, here, let me grab it real quick. I have my little JBL flip so I can like listen to tunes while I'm still like cranking away at work. There's still stuff for me to do though, for sure, which is actually was kind of interesting. I mean, what we're now doing is it's always all like coronavirus related. It's like, write scripts for like, I'll give you an example. we're writing a script and a video right now about working from home and like what things you can do. Quick tip, by the way. Make sure if you have a schedule that you fucking stick to it, because I have found that sticking to that, like when it's 5:30, my girlfriend and I will go we do like half-hour yoga at least, and then we found this guy and his name, really weird name. I think it's Bully Juice or something like that. But he does like no talking 5 to 10 minute full body workouts. So awesome. We'll like move all the furniture in the living room, set up our yoga mats, do our yoga, and then we'll switch to like full body workouts. And to be honest, dude, doing a little bit of exercise, especially with it's raining here in San Diego, and you've been sitting at your desk all day, get a quick snack, whatever. But like, dude, that little like bit of endorphin release is like, oh, thank God, I really needed that.
Yeah.
So as long as we stick to that, like, I don't feel like it's gonna drive me insane per se. The one thing that is driving me insane is that we've now decided to do the undertaking of watching all of the Harry Potters in order, and we're on the final movie right now. We're on Deathly Hallows Part 2, and I don't want to upset those out there who are Harry Potter fans, but it's not like the Harry Potter's movies are they're not amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're fun, sure, but I'm not like, oh shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. We're just like stuck in it now, you know? Like, oh, we gotta finish it. We can't just not go.
Yeah.
So it's that's the only thing that's killing me. I'm sure that once we finish Deathly Hallows Part 2 tonight or tomorrow night, that I'll be like, oh, thank God, I feel free of having to watch that again. Although it's Wednesday.
And then start Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh my God, no, that's too long. Start the extended edition Lord of the Rings and then watch Infinity War right after. Yeah, so we're getting 7 hours of movies in two movies.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. We're gonna. God, I guess we don't really have a plan yet, do we? For what we're gonna do after that.
The Fast and Furious movies, that'll take a while.
I'm trying to convince. Well, here's the thing. Tonight is Wednesday, all right? Because I've already thought about this. Because long days.
Yeah.
Wednesday tonight is Survivor night, all right? So we can watch Survivor. That takes an hour. Good. Go to bed, whatever. Thursday night, we could watch Deathly Hallows Part 2. And then Friday, if you have a Nintendo Switch like I do and Cherie does, we're getting Animal Crossing New Horizons, the new game. Yeah. And I'm hoping that just carries us for like at least a week or something like that. You know what I mean? So we won't even move on to movies. We'll just be like sitting there playing New Horizons, building little towns. I don't even know how to repeat the way that they talk in that game. It's so weird. That's really what's going on here.
You think I could get a Switch on Amazon right now?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, with all the money I'm saving right now, I might as well, right?
Oh my God, you should. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. We could play Diablo 3. That's a great game. Most people don't play that for Switch, obviously. They play it for computer, but that's a great game. What else could you? I mean, Breath of the Wild. You'll literally, your life will end as soon as you start playing that game. Like, it's the best game. What games could we play together? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll figure that out later. We're not exactly talking about the quarantine only. Just wanted to update everyone how it's going for us right now and what works. I went on a diatribe there. I was talking about what fucking videos we were making for the companies right now. But that's pretty. But what I'm saying is, there's stuff to do. You know what I mean? And it's not impossible to fill my time with productive stuff. So there's that. That's all right. I'm happy. Got to keep your spirits up, and just staying busy helps, obviously. But we're not talking about just that today, Greg. What are we talking about?
Well, today it's kind of funny how this all ended up working out. We, because our last podcast that we did, besides like a coronavirus kind of podcast, was the one that I was out of town. You did one with Edwin Cruz,
right?
And he does advertising, and so we're actually going to be doing one a little bit more in depth of looking at advertising and marketing, specifically having to do with what we enjoy, what we don't like. And then also having to do with social marketing on social networking sites, which is huge. Yeah. But the other funny thing, that one of the reasons why I brought this up to Chase in the first place was that my mom, she actually showed me a DM that she sent Charmin, of all people, now that we're in this toilet paper epidemic.
That's right.
She sent Charmin a DM on Instagram, I believe. And I wanted to share this because it's so funny. And this got me really thinking about this topic, about how bad ads are in today's world.
Oh, man.
So she, I guess, saw one of the Charmin bear commercials, and she sends this to Charmin. She goes, "For the love of God, please change your ad campaign. Retire the bears. Retire the enjoy the go catchphrase. Aspire for something better, smarter, more clever. Bring back Mr. Whipple if you can't come up with anything else. I haven't bought Charmin
Who
since
the
the
fuck
bears
is Mr.
arrived.
Whipple?
Please make it stop." Mr. Whipple is a guy who did the Charmin commercials from, I looked this up, I believe it was from the 1960s to like the early 1980s. And he was a guy who did their commercials, and he would go, "Don't squeeze the Charmin." And like people would be in the store like squeezing the rolls of toilet paper and like, because it was so soft. But my mom, she said that to them, and she actually got a response from Charmin too. They said like, "Thank you for your response. Like our marketing department will be, looking at your feedback, blah, blah, blah." But the point is
Holy
that
shit.
today, marketing and advertising for certain companies and certain ways that they do it is just so bad. It's awful.
It's out of touch. Starting to get really out of touch.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how effective it is and how much money these people are actually wasting on this marketing and advertising, which is a lot of what we're going to be talking about today, right?
Yeah. Hey, let's go into that first. Let's flip the script from what we're reaching. I'm curious to go over those numbers again. What kind of money are we spending on social networks, at least bigger companies right now?
Yeah. So one of the things, if we look at some of the advertising for like Facebook or for Snapchat, which we'll be talking about a lot for this topic.
Right.
If we even just talk about the filters, the Snapchat filters, if you have a sponsored Snapchat filter, you could shell out as much as $750,000. But
that's those are on like, that can't be like every day though, right?
No, that's got to be for like a blanket kind of advertisement.
Here we go. Sponsored filter is 700 to 750,000 for special occasions and holidays.
Yeah, so that's probably
per day.
A window. Is it per day?
Per fucking day. For Snapchat.
To put that in comparison, the average cost of a 30-second ad on a Super Bowl commercial is a whopping $5 million. So, which also, like, if we're talking about advertising, even when we're watching the Super Bowl, sometimes we're like, that was a stupid freaking ad. And somebody paid an unbelievable amount of money for it,
At least somewhere in the $5 million range for me to sit there and go, that was a stupid ass ad.
For 30 seconds, the other thing that's pretty crazy is that Snapchat, the company's total revenue of $1.7 billion in 2019, 98% of that came from advertising. So
it can't come from anywhere else. It's got to come from only advertising, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, especially on Snapchat. Pretty much all of the social networking platforms. Yeah, it's going to be the majority of it. It's going to be from ads.
Right. I see.
I'm curious what the other 2% is from, though.
Yeah, it's a good question. What is the other 2% from?
Because it was 99% in 2018. And then it went down to 98% in 2019 at 1.7 billion.
Paid snaps? Is that for like paid OnlyFans accounts?
Oh, maybe. Do they get a percentage of that?
I would assume so, like premium porn, basically.
Maybe we should do an episode on that.
Looks like we'll have to do our research.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Oh my God. So I do want to go back there really quick. The 700,000 thing, because I remember we were talking about that recently, because that's just on special occasions. What about the cost of, you'll likely spend $450,000 per day between Sunday and Thursday for sponsored lenses, and $500,000 on Fridays and Saturdays. That's ridiculous, man. That's fucking crazy. And people are doing it. By the way, oh wait, we didn't talk about that, did we? We never got to that. Greg and I were looking at like the effectiveness for Snap ads for people that are like, in our age range. And of course, what is the answer to that, Greg?
Well, so if we're talking overall, let's see, that's revenues. So if we're talking overall effectiveness,
They still have no idea how effective it is, right? They were like, we still don't. I mean, we can like put it into numbers, kind of, but we really don't exactly know how
Right.
effective these ads are compared to like sponsored filters or whatever.
yeah, so Snapchat specifically is the one that they're not really sure what ads are doing, like at all. They have like zero idea. They have like a pilot kind of program where they're working with several big companies to figure out exactly how effective they are. But the numbers that we do have for leading platforms used for influencer campaigns, according to U.S. marketers in February of 2017, so it's a little outdated, but the percent of
Right.
respondents, the percentage of respondents for Instagram was at 91%. The percentage for Facebook was at 80%, which those two are pretty much the same at this point because they're owned
Yeah.
together.
Right.
Twitter's about 75%. Blogs are 73%, which was surprising. YouTube is 54%. Pinterest is 33%, and Snapchat is 32%. So they're even behind Pinterest.
Damn.
And so, from what we can see so far, and from what, because they can't even tell themselves.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know,
It would
Snapchat just seems like it's not that great of a use of ad money.
Yeah, that we can only surmise that by the way that when Greg and I first talked about this, the reason we started with Snapchat was because I had said most ads, I get it. They're ads. They're gonna kind of like piss me off, but like I know they're coming.
Mm,
But there's nothing worse to me than Snapchat ads. The Snap
Yeah.
ads are so bad. I don't know who they're trying to target. Like all of my Snap ads are of apps, like really crummy, shitty,
Yeah.
like third party apps. You know what I mean?
Well,
that
that's
I'd
the-
expect to find on Android Google Play Store. Got
yeah,
him.
that's the point that you were making when we were talking about this earlier. That all of the Snapchat ads aren't products; they're
Yeah,
tech.
yeah.
They're tech that you can download, but it's nothing that's tangible. It's nothing that you can have. So
Right.
like that I'm sure makes a difference with whether they're effective or not.
Oh, dude, I'm sure that is a good point. You know what's even weirder to think about is like, because we went on Instagram and we were just testing out, like, if you go to stories, and I'm sure everyone else has experienced this, if you go onto stories and you start at the beginning and you click through and you blah, 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 you'll run into regular product, like a physical, tangible product ad. You know what I mean? Like all the time. Yesterday, when we tested it, it was like I had an ad for tequila. I had an ad for I think it was Taco Bell or something like that. There's an ad for, I mean, they were like things I could go out and buy. Whereas you're right, the Snapchat thing was like, here's it was like Age of Empire style games.
Or like Attack Clans or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, the clan thing.
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans,
Like
yeah.
wannabes. You know what's funny is I don't even see ads for Clash of Clans anymore. I just see like knockoffs. Like
Right.
everything on Snapchat ads is knockoffs, and it kind of makes me wonder. Because I remember Taco Bell, I think, made a sponsored lens, correct?
Yeah.
And it was like really effective. Everyone wanted
Yeah.
to do that. Like it's funny to me to think that like a massive corporation, if you will, like Taco Bell would be able to effectively do that. But then you have like these other people who don't make sponsored lenses. They do ads, and those run, by the way, for people who are wondering. Especially for regular Snap ads, monthly ad spends begin at $3,000. So there you go. That means that these knockoff ads or these knockoff apps or whatever the fuck you want to call them, people are spending at least $3,000 per month so that they can shove it in your face after you see a video of Demi Malby or whatever her fucking name is.
Yeah.
God, she's all over my Snapchat. Jake Paul, the Paul brothers. It's a very select group of people, which is to, the people who are on there. James Charles, I see on there. Jeffree Star, I see on there all the time. It's a younger audience, of course. Now, we've talked about Snapchat and Instagram. Let's flip it to Facebook. I'm going to first open up with a stat that I found that was kind of crazy.
Well, can I make 2 quick points on the points that you were making for a second?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So like you were making the point like about the Snapchat ads, how bad they are, and like most of them are for games. I just wanted to put in the point that nearly 70% of Snapchat users skip ads. So they did a survey of 3,000 Americans, which that's a small group, but I'm sure that reflects the majority of Americans using Snapchat because, I mean, who doesn't skip the ads?
I know, dude.
They found that 69% of Snapchat users skip ads always or often. The number rises to 80% with millennial demographic, which is currently their largest user base at 36% of the Snapchat users being between 18 and 34. So, I mean, that's huge. And then what you were talking about with Taco Bell's Snapchat filter, their sponsored filter. Yeah. Like we said earlier, they can shell up to $750,000, but 224 million people interacted with the Taco Head Snapchat filter. So, I mean, at that rate, that's cents that you're paying per person for people to view this filter. And that's something that people interact with. Like, that's not just something that people see and they skip. Like, this is a filter. Yeah, this is a filter that people actually go in, they look at it, and then they like play with it. And so that's almost in itself almost a better advertisement. So sorry to stop you, but go ahead onto Facebook.
No, you're good. For Facebook, this was interesting to me because you look at like those two. This isn't new news at all, but you look at those two social media outlets, and you're like, a lot of younger people are using it more. Now let's go to like where older people are using it. 51% of American teenagers between 13 and 17 use Facebook. 51%. That's it. That's a super low number. However, they did find that and I wish I saved this stat. It was really interesting. It was like the average person who owns a Facebook and is active on it like daily has like a higher salary rate of like they fit into like a higher salary tax bracket basically. Really? So they have money to spend basically. They might not be frivolously spending it on social media or on Facebook, but they do have more money to spend rather than teenagers who, no offense teenagers, but you work at a movie theater, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how much of that money are you going to be spending on social media anyway? So, I think that's kind of interesting if you're just like, that's a lot of money. Even if the young people aren't exactly there, there's still the young people aren't exactly there. There's still a lot of fucking people who are there, and not just people who you could actually get their money. So, anyway, Facebook. Where are we all feeling with Facebook, Greg? Just off the cuff, how's you feeling about it?
Well, the biggest thing about Facebook is that, I mean, like you pointed out with the demographic of the age, Facebook is one of the main social platforms that will actually let you create all kinds of filters for your ads to actually get to the target demographic that you want.
That's true. Yes, we did talk about real like target audiences you can actually build and you get their information, right? Yes.
Which Snapchat doesn't have that right now. It's really just Facebook and Instagram. That's right. Like when you're having a conversation about, getting a new coffee mug or something, and then you go on your Facebook and then all of a sudden there's ads for coffee mugs. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's literally what we're talking about. Like Facebook, somehow they have so much consumer information that they can use to their advantage just for the ad space. And
I swear I watched a documentary on this. I heard that the reason that happens is because they have so much information, they have so many data points per person that uses social media right now, that they can actively and accurately predict like every day something that you're going to want to look up.
Yeah.
And so they think about the ad that you're going to want to see before you even start looking it up. That's why that's
I mean,
how
sometimes I'll go on there and like there'll be an ad for something and I'm like, oh, you know what? It's like I was thinking about that kind of like a while ago, but like I didn't pull the trigger. But like now that it's bringing it back up, it's like I kind of want it again, you know? And it's like their targeting for their ads is just unbelievable. It's wild.
Dude, let me give you an example of an ad that it worked for me so well, and this isn't even something that it wasn't something I saw in a commercial. This is something I talked to you about recently. One of my favorite bands, other than 311, is a band called The Midnight, and The Midnight is like, oh, they're just so fucking good, dude. They're so good. It's like vaporwavy, if you know if that is. It's like a little nostalgic 80s vaporwave, cool, but it still feels new. They're dope. Dude, you know how I found out about The Midnight? A sponsored fucking post on Facebook.
Really?
I happen to be listening. I happen to just start getting into like that kind of music, you know, that study music that everyone knows about on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where they just took down, by the way, they just took down that YouTube. It was like music to study to, and it was the girl who's writing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like an anime photo. Dude, that whole touch my face again. Quarantine. That was a sponsored ad. I was like just on Facebook after work one day, just scrolling, and I saw this really dope photo or artwork, I guess I should say. It was like The Midnight, new album or new single available now, and I was like, they got pretty cool stuff.
I think they had those on my timeline too. I think I remember seeing those.
Yeah, dude.
It was like their it looked like their album cover for their like one of their last albums. It was like the neon or whatever in the
the car, exactly. Yeah. Dude, I saw that and I was like, maybe I should go check it out. And then I clicked on the link. It took me to like their Facebook page for music. And then I was like, oh shit, I wonder if I'm Spotify. I wonder if they're on Spotify. The Midnight. Dude, sorry, I tapped the microphone. Ever since then, they're like one of those bands that I love so much. I've seen them in concert already. Like, dude, I love them. And it's so funny to me that Facebook was able to like actively seek, or they were able to put together a target audience list, find me and go, Chase, here's our music. And it wasn't like that scene in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where Jonah Hill comes up to Russell Brand. He's like, "Hey man, look, I just wanted to tell you, I got this demo right here. All right, I really want you to listen to it, and I didn't want you to be like, oh no, no." When you be scrolling on, it was E! Hollywood News. He's like, and see me on there, like, oh no, I totally saw that dude when I was in Hawaii, and I totally dismissed him, and I feel terrible. You know, It isn't like listening to that random ass kid who's like just handing you his mixtape. Like they found me and were like, "This is music for you for sure." And I was like, "You're right, damn it, you're right." That's crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty wild. Because you can tell with the percentages that I read off earlier that they had like 91% and 80% on Instagram and Facebook respectively for their percent of respondents. So I mean it's obvious that they're reaching their consumer base that they're trying to reach. Like
exactly.
It's blatantly obvious, but it's also blatantly obvious that Snapchat's not doing that. So
yeah, exactly. Which it doesn't exactly surprise me, but it is it's crazy to me to see the money that still goes into Snapchat regardless. You know, if you just say that's where the young people are, everyone's like, oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, give me some examples of advertisements you do like that were effective for you. Just curious.
So I went kind of far back in time a little bit on some of these, but I'll start off with a newer one. During this last Super Bowl, Jeep rolled out a commercial that had Bill Murray in it, and it was pretty much based off of the Groundhog Day movie.
Oh yeah, that one. Yes,
it was. I freaking loved it because one, I love that movie, and I'm a sucker for nostalgia. So
True.
when it started playing, I was like, "Is this a Groundhog Day, commercial?"
Reboot?
Because like
Yeah.
I heard the music like coming from the alarm clock and everything, and then he goes outside, and it's just a different take on the movie about how he goes outside and sees a Jeep, and he like loves reliving the same day over and over
Where he
again.
gets to be in the Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I love that. Like anything creative like that, I absolutely like. I eat it up.
Dude, okay, here's my question though. Between effective and something you just liked,
Yeah.
would you buy a Jeep, or would you consider buying a Jeep because of that ad?
It because of the way that they did it, and he was having so much fun, like going out in the Jeep, and like he
Shit.
He went and got the groundhog, like he got Puxatawny Phil, and went and like was riding in the Jeep with him and shit. Like it looked fun, you know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I could use a Jeep. That'd be fun to go off roading and stuff,
I will say it was smart on their part to. I think it was like an orange colored Jeep.
Yeah, a Rubicon. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was smart, because if it was just like any old color, I would have been like, cool, a Jeep, But that one, I was like, that looks pretty dope.
But
actually.
I also put that in there because most car commercials, like I put that in my list of bad car commercials or ones that I dislike. Most car commercials are all the same. I mean, if it's about a truck, they talk about how much they can tow, how much you can load in the back. If it's a four-door, you can talk about how the seats fold down and how you've got seat warmers and all that bullshit.
Oh my God, I know,
you know what
dude.
I mean? Like, it's all the same thing. So that's why I put that one in there, because I thought that was a little bit more creative. I remember that it's a Jeep. It was an orange Rubicon. Like, I've only seen it a couple times.
I only saw it once. Do you remember? I saw it one time during the Super Bowl, and I remember that it was an orange one.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that's the reason why I picked that one.
Oh, I dig it. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Give me another one. Hit me with another one.
Yeah,
I'll tell the people.
I'll just say most of the Doritos ones are pretty good. I won't say a specific one.
It's easy to market Doritos because I love Doritos.
Yeah, I guess if there is one, if nobody's seen it who's listening, if you haven't seen the Time Machine one, that one's probably my favorite. But then there's the
the one with the big cardboard box, and the kid is like, "You put the Doritos through," and he puts the Doritos through, and the old man comes out and he's like, "Get off my lawn!"
And he's like, "You're so old." Yeah. So there's that one, and then another car one that I thought was good was the Volkswagen Darth Vader one. That's from 2011, I think.
Oh, that was the little cute kid with the big. Yeah, he's wearing the helmet.
Yeah,
and
he's wearing the Darth Vader costume, and then he tries to use the Force on a bunch of stuff, and then his dad gets home from work, and the kid runs outside, and he tries to do it on the car, and his dad uses the key to turn on the car, and freaks the kid out, and it's so funny.
Isn't it funny that it's 2020 now? A lot of cars have the ability to turn on like that. Yeah. You're right. I think that was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
Dude, when that idea first came out, I was like, I mean, it's really cool, but like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Why would you need to turn on your car in advance? I never get in my car while it's not already running, dude. If I'm walking if I'm 20 feet away from the car, boop, you know what I mean? Like, I always start it up. What a dumb feature that, apparently.
I know. After work, when I have like my bag with me, I'm like opening my trunk with my key. I'm like starting my car with my key.
Yeah, exactly. Ordering lunch with your key. Well, not that.
Yeah, right. I'm using voice commands. I'm like, come on.
Seat warmers to 74 degrees.
Yeah. And then
that's funny. Give me another one. Yeah.
My last two, there's an old Budweiser commercial where one of the friends, he calls his buddy. He's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, just watching the game, having a bud." And then one of the other friends, this is back when like we had actual like home phones that were landlines instead of just mobile phones.
Yep.
But then like their buddy calls and they're all in like a conference call together and they're like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Oh, what's up, John? What's up?"
They made fun. They made fun of it in Scary Movie 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
When in the Scream, they make fun of Scream, and he's like, "What's that?" And it's just the face from Scream, but the little tongue is sticking out.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that one was
Oh, those
funny
are good ones.
because I remembered that one from when I saw it like way back when that was there. I mean, you can even by looking at the commercial, you can tell how old it is. It's
I
pretty
know.
old.
True. Yeah. That one
Um,
did. I mean, the landlines alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
See.
remember like quoting that with my friends at school, being like, "Oh, just chilling at home with my buds," and then just being like, "What's that?"
Did you? Would you say that makes you want to drink a Budweiser though?
Yeah, with my buds, hell yeah, it does.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't at the time. I wasn't of age,
But you were like,
when I looked it up the other day again, and I was like rewatching because I looked up some like compilations of like the best ads or whatever
Ads,
of
yeah.
the last couple of years, and I was like, honestly, that does make me want to have a bud right now. So,
dude,
like, especially during quarantine, maybe that's
especially during quarantine, man, it
makes
helps.
me want to hang out with my buds and have a bud. But
Oh God, dude, I so desperately want to hang out with friends again.
which, to be honest, the other day after work, I did go and buy a shit ton of Budweiser. So maybe it worked. maybe it worked.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. You're like, I was just gonna get Bud Light seltzers or something like that, but you know what?
Yeah,
I wanted a
bought a
Bud.
shit ton of Budweiser, so it worked.
I wanted that diesel fuel, baby. That's hilarious. Shoot, man. All right. Well, we've pretty much hit all the things you want. Is there anything else you want to talk about with advertising before we wrap it up with some funny shit?
No, I mean that's pretty much it. Just if you have a company and you're trying to, put some advertising out there, don't go with Snapchat.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? And this is my parting words: is a lot of marketing people, they don't know like general marketing guidelines, let alone taking some of the old and putting it into the new. Like we already talked about this in the Edwin episode, but I just want to reiterate something like research. Go research. Please go research, dude. It will help you immensely when creating an ad campaign or just an ad in general, like just one. Dude, I even looked at like WikiHow. Literally, if you're into marketing and you're even going to school for it, or you haven't gone to school, maybe you're in high school. Shit, I don't know how old you are listening to this. Dude, go on WikiHow and be like, how to do a marketing campaign. I was going through it and I wasn't mind blown per se because this is information that I personally know. But I was going through it and I'm like, holy shit, I wish I could show this to like so many people that like want to like give us marketing stuff, and you're just like, that's not how you do it. It's just not. And look, I'm all for bending and breaking the rules, dude. I'm young rebel, you know what I mean? Ugh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rock and roll, but like also there's some things that are tried and true. You know what I mean? There's a reason that we teach them or try to adhere to them because they fucking work. So that's my 2 cents in it. You know, and doing stuff that we just did, like going online and actually researching where those dollars go and ads and dollars per click and everything like that, and how much of it is effective, what's not working, like needs to be researched by you before you pitch it or before you try it or before any of those things. Because you obviously won't, you're not going to get 100% success rate. You just won't. But you can get close. You know what I mean? So that's my 2 cents. Greg, is there anything else before I ask you my first random question that I was just thinking of while we were talking about advertising?
No, I think you summed it up pretty good.
Thank you. Well done today, Greg. Well done for our first quote.
Cheers.
Yeah, I don't have any beverages, but I have water.
Take a spoonful of mayo.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I'll have to do those games again. Okay, what's your favorite Doritos flavor?
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, right.
Oh, shit,
can of worms.
So hard. You know the oh God, the sweet chili is really good.
Is that the green one?
No,
Oh, no, that's salsa verde. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, that would be my second one. Is the salsa verde? I really like. The
Oh,
salsa
you like that one?
That one or the I think the sweet chili is the purple bag.
Yes,
yeah.
You're right. Yep.
I think it's the purple bag, but that came out fairly recently. I like that one a lot. That's probably one of my favorites.
One of your is it your favorite though?
Oh God, dude. I mean, like, favorite is like, it's such a weird word because like, is it my favorite to put on sandwiches? Like, maybe it depends what sandwich. Is
okay,
it,
all right, give me some examples. Give me some examples.
Like, I mean, I like bologna sandwiches, but I can throw,
do.
some cheddar, ones on there, some nacho cheese ones,
True,
or
that's
some,
a good.
sometimes some ranch ones on there is pretty good. But sometimes you want some heat, so you get the fiery ones. You know what I mean? But it's like I don't know. It's like that's a hard question, bro. I'll just say the sweet chili.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
What
enough.
about you?
I think you might remember my answer to this. When I was in high school, I had a hard obsession with the buffalo wing and ranch ones.
I was about to say that also
Or
was
was it
top
or was it
three.
Buffalo and Blue or was it Buffalo and Ranch? All I remember that had I think Buffalo and Ranch, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are amazing.
Yeah.
But if you're familiar with what happens when you eat a lot of hot spicy wings when you use the restroom, that's what happens when you eat those buffalo hot ones, dude.
Get WB.
Dude, you get buffalo wing butt, man. All right. Dude, it's the worst, dude. Yeah, it's a bummer because I don't get that with weirdly enough, I don't get those as much with like Flamin' Hot Cheetos, which I also love.
Oh, I do.
But I do, but like not nearly as bad as when I would eat. Yeah. Maybe it was probably the quantity. I can't lie about that.
Probably.
Yeah, dude. Other than the Cool Ranch, because I've always been like a hard Cool Ranch supporter over nacho cheese. Sorry, nacho cheesers out there, but Cool Ranch is my shit. Other than that, though, the Buffalo Ranch or the Buffalo sauce and ranch, dude, all day, every day. I love those. All right, my next question, because we already talked about it, was Budweiser. Are you what? Because I know there are a lot of variations of Budweiser now at this point. What have you had any of the Bud Seltzers for one?
I haven't. I should have got some, but I haven't tried any of them yet.
Dude, they're great.
Yeah.
We did I went on a bachelor party trip recently to Scottsdale, of all places, and we did a blind taste test for like a bunch of different people there because it was a big group of guys. Every single one of them said that they liked the smell and the taste of the Bud Seltzer over White Claw. I kid you not. Blind taste test. Yeah. We used the black cherry, and yeah, everyone, and black cherry isn't even like my fave. Yeah. I'm a lemon, or I'm a more the lime. I guess lemon lime, don't they?
Yeah.
But I'm a lemon lime person. I like those ones the most. But yeah, dude. So Budweiser, are you Bud heavy or are you Bud light?
Bud heavy, definitely. I'm not a fan of the light beers. Besides, I'll drink Miller Lite for the most part. Like I drink that a lot when I golf. Yeah, not a sponsor, but if you would like to sponsor Miller Lite, I'm here for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. I want to do one. Oakland A's, if you'd like to sponsor me.
Yeah. Well, if we could get an MLB sponsorship, that'd be great. They're having a hard time figuring out their season right now, though. So,
I know, dude. I know. I'm wearing a San Diego hat to support the local team right now.
Yeah, you can't.
I forgot to. I know. Dude, I forgot to show everyone. I'm wearing Coca-Cola for our advertising episode. I forgot to show you guys. That was the whole reason I'm wearing the sweatshirt. But okay, fair enough. I haven't had Bud Heavy in I don't even know how long. So I'm gonna be honest and just say Bud Light. That's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be the one that I like more. God, what are some Coke or Pepsi? Are you a Coke or Pepsi person?
Coke.
You are?
Yeah. I mean, I like Pepsi. I could.
Oh, okay.
I could drink Pepsi. Literally, I'm one of those people that, if I go up to a place and I'm like, can I get a Coke? And they're like, we only have Pepsi. I'm like, that's fine. I don't care.
You're not one of those people who are like,
Bleh. Yeah, I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't give a shit. They both taste good. It's like, if you don't have Coke or Pepsi, but you have Dr. Pepper, I'll take that. If you don't have that and you have root beer, well, I'd probably take root beer almost over all of those.
Oh, root beer.
I'm a root beer dude.
I didn't know that. I mean, I did know that you liked root beer, but I didn't know that you would take root beer.
Yeah, I mean, especially most recently too. I've been taking root beer over Coke or Pepsi almost all the time. I love root beer.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm definitely root beer, then Coke, then Pepsi, then Dr. Pepper probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's had it all fucked up. I'm a Pepsi, Coke, and then way down the list to Dr. Pepper and then root beer. Oh, yeah. That doesn't mean, by the way, that I dislike Dr. Pepper and root beer.
Yeah.
I just I have a you know this. I have like a crazy soda obsession. I can't have it in my house anymore. So like if I have Pepsi or Coke in my house, I'll easily have like 2 or 3 in a day and just be like every day until they're gone. And then I'll be like, fuck, maybe we should go get more. Like I don't need
you've had the Crystal Pepsi, right? You've drank one?
We had it, didn't we?
No, I got one. I still have it.
Oh,
but I haven't drank it at all. I still have it.
It's weird. It's interesting, but I mean, are you aware of how many grams of sugar are in that Crystal? It was like 86 or some stupid number, which is like, I don't need that much sugar in my life, man. I mean, I do need that much sugar, but I really don't. Yeah. All right, well, we're about almost at the 45-minute mark, so I just want to thank everyone for joining us in our first quarantine episode of That's Life, because this is literally That's Life. That life be inside a home constantly.
This is it. We're doing it right now.
We're doing it right now. And for those who are listening or watching right now, our audience, when this podcast is over, Greg and I are just going to keep talking on FaceTime because there's fucking nothing to do.
Yeah. We're going to grab some buds and say, what's up?
What's up? All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do. If you don't, I'm watching you.
We know where you live.
We know where you live.
Particular set of skills.
Yeah. Oh, shit. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Peace.
Yep.